Yeah. Shining hard, go we back up. Rose gold from your neck up. You know the longest time to try to check.
Yo, what is the deal, good people? It's your boy, your big homie, Kicksguard, back in the building. Today we are touching on a topic that is kind of it. I posed the question to myself, like I was in a conversation to myself. Thank God I didn't answer myself. However, I posed a question to myself: what exactly is Nikelab? Like, what the hell is it? Why is it around? Why are there Nikelab stores? So I was just like, I just figured maybe it was just a Nike exclusive store, or it was perhaps a where you would just simply go to purchase limited Nike sneakers, limited maybe Jordan sneakers, what have you. However, I strangely don't recall Jordans being sold in Nikelab. I might be mistaken. Whatever. So, yeah, and I was just like, whoa, what's the big deal? Well, however, there is a big deal about Nikelab, and I'm going to go into it. So this is part explanation, part review. I'm going to be reviewing these Nikelab Kevin Durant sneakers that are very, very nice, and I'll be kind of sort of explaining what Nikelab is, and just going through the motions. So Nikelab has a few different locations, one of which in New York City. I can't remember the exact block, however, it is in Soho. So it's actually not far from the Nike Soho store. So I was just like, wow, like I've always seen it. If you're a sneakerhead, you know where it is. You've passed it. I've passed it and hadn't not even really realized that it was a Nikelab store. So basically, Nikelab is a subdivision of Nike that basically it does customizations to it started doing customizations to Air Force Ones. You could go in there and do a fully, this is not your typical Nike customization. This is like, it's much more elaborate than that. And you can customize the thickness of laces. You can customize the use of materials. You can customize if you want a glow in the dark bottom or not. The length of which you can customize far extends what you can do on Nike ID. Very similar, however, very different. So, I was just like, wow, that's cool. And then it kind of sort of transitioned from just seemingly Air Force Ones to a general Nike releases, what have you. And so they take, like, again, like this silhouette, KD10, you have your overall design, you have the tongue tab, you have this side panel here, the side quarter panel here, you have your midsole, you have your outsole, so on and so forth. Now, to make this sneaker comfortable, they use what's called Nike fly weave or a fly knit, whichever your choice or preference. However, that's the base, and that's where it pretty much ends. So they further use materials like on the midsole. This midsole is different from what's used on, well, the feel of it is different than your typical KD10. It has a more soft felt-like feel to it. The rope laces seem to be a tad bit thicker. I would have to actually check or compare between the laces that I have on the prior KD10 releases. And you got like this, it feels like faux leather. I'm looking at it with a close eye, and it really, really does look like leather. It feels like leather, like I once had a jacket that felt just like this. It was actually a leather jacket. And this feels very, very quite close to it. It's not suede. It's not actual leather. It's like a weird mixture, but it looks and appears to be leather. As well as the tongue tab, which now features Nike on the outside of the tongue tab instead of KD, but it does say KD on the rear side of the tongue. So these are the things that they do at Nikelab to kind of enhance the sneaker just a little bit, to give it more of a premium feel, more of just those niceties to that a lot of people like in a shoe or in a more premium shoe. This particular KD also features the glow in the dark bottom, full glow in the dark outsole. So that is the review part of this KD10 Nikelab. However, this is a dope sneaker. It is from Nikelab. You can find it in Nikelab, and you can also find it on Nike.com. So why Nikelab? Why not? I think that Nikelab does really remarkable things with sneakers and what they and pre-existing and existing sneakers. They do a really bang up job with how they bring the appeal of the sneaker out to you and the public and the sneakerheads out there. They really did a nice job. They did a nice job on this sneaker as well. They went with the monochromatic look, all that olive green, and I happen to be a fan of green, and this olive green is really, really nice. Yeah, I really can't say enough about the sneaker. You already saw the reviews prior to. Very, very comfortable sneaker. That's Nikelab, and that's the Nike KD10 Nikelab. Listen, if you're digging this video, give me a thumbs up. Leave any comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. We will be pumping out many, many more sneaker vids just like this. We're trying to keep you, the public, informed and just let you know the ins and outs of different things that you may have questions about. I'm Kicksguard. I'm out of here. Peace.
Well, I guess, and the reason we started Lifestyles Defined is because if we weren't on camera arguing about these things, the technologies, the phones, the iPhones, the Androids, the cameras, the games, we'd be on the phone arguing about it. We'd be in each other's houses arguing about it. So why not just put it in front of a camera for everyone to enjoy it the way we do? That's what Lifestyles Defined is all about. We just